Okay, so what we'd like to be doing by answering a question like this, we'd like to be collecting or putting some condition from different places. For example, we'd like to put a condition like in the projection to display only the first name from table employee. So I'll just like to put some kind of condition like here for the first name. Is it only the first name? Yes, only the first name. Only the first name for the employee. And then I'd like to also put a condition on the department name to be administration. That's the name of the department. So now the information is on two different places. I need to link those things together to be able to do that. So before talking about this linking in this example, I just would like to talk about what are the type of linking that is possible. And maybe let me just show you something like this. But in something like this, there's something that is missing, which is this thing here that I would like to talk about. Let's talk about them. I'd like to talk about this Cartesian product first, because that's the base of what happens. Now, all these things are the union, intersection, difference. Division maybe it's a kind of weird, but all the others, you know how they work in a set. If you have a group and you have a union, that means you just group the two. If you have the intersection, it just shows you only the ones that are combined in both places. So these are the normal sets that we've been using a long time ago. I'm not going to be focusing on those. The main thing is these things that we don't know, this Cartesian product, which is the new thing. And for the database, I'd like to show you how this works. Now, let's say, I'm sorry? Also division, but I'm not going to talk about it. I'd like to talk about one thing. Now, we've seen that if I put some kind of condition like this, we've been using only one table to extract the information from. Now, if I'd like to put two tables, I need to put a relationship between them. What kind of relationship? Like, for example, we have department. I would like to put these two, to get the information from these two. This is not how I put that. I don't put a comma. I need to tell how these two are related. And they can be related in different places. No. No. Because now this works on is a table. It's become like this. It's not like a... Now I'd like to link those two tables together to be able to extract some information. Now if I'd like to answer this question myself, what should I do? Without the computer doing it, I need to go and find, okay, what's the first name of all employees working in administration? What I need to do? First of all, find the department number of administration. Oh, that's 4. Now that I have 4, I just need to display the first name, which is Alicia, Jennifer, and Ahmed. How did I do that? Just by going into these different steps. First of all, find the information of the department number. From this department number, I've made a link between the two tables using the department number. Whatever the department number is number 4, and now I'm going to see that this line is going to be in the results. And I'm displaying then this line. How to represent that? I'd like to display it to you, to show it to you, but in steps. First of all, I'd like to explain to you the general way how to, when you'd like to have information from two tables, if you put them together, it's called the Cartesian product. And I'm going to show it to you like this, with this thing. Now the Cartesian product is represented with an X. When I do something like this, this is the basic way to group two tables together. This Cartesian product is a very weird, but it's useful that you know, because this is like the base for the others. Now this is going to display employee and departments both together into one table, one big table, that will contain all the columns from the employee, and next to it all the columns from the department. So I'm going to have all of them at once. But something special is going to happen to the data. I'm not going to put all the data like just put them two tables together, because it doesn't work like this. Because what if some have more columns than others? So how do you going to fix that? I mean, you're not going to be putting them together like this and say, okay, this is now, okay, what about this? Is this empty? No, it doesn't work like that. So when you do this kind of Cartesian product, what happens is that you end up having the two tables together with all these. So the Cartesian product is going to end up having this one plus this one, and I'm going to have this into a new table. That new table is the result of table A with the Cartesian product of table B. Now that's easy for how the Cartesian product works for the columns. Now for the rows, it's a little bit tricky because it works this way. It takes the first row. You get the point. You get what I did here. These are the column names. These are the values. Column names and values. It's okay, right? Now this is the first value, the first row into this table, and I match it to the first row in the other one. Then the first row again with each one of the rows that I have in the other table. So if I have 20, it will be all the 20, one by one. And this is how the Cartesian product works. And then I did take the second one, and then also put the second one, the first one, and the second one with the second one, and so on. It's like it's a kind of all the combination of all possible values that I can have, all possible connections of different rows together. And this is going to be the result of this thing. That's the Cartesian product. So if we try to have a small version of it, because the table employee is very big, if we'd like to have a small version of it, let's call this to be table employee. And this is the first name. And let's say the other one is salary. Now imagine this is in the first table. The second table is department. And in department you have the department name, the department number, and then what kind of other things we find in the department? The manager SSN. So we have the manager's SSN. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some real data. So what's the real data? So let's say John and then 30,000. And then we have Franklin 40,000. And then Alicia 25,000. And let's just add another more, Jennifer with 43,000. And you know what, instead of the salary, let's just add another one, because actually the salary is not only enough. I would just like to have the department number so we can see what we're going to be needing to do. The DNO, that's the department number that we had, right? And I'm going just to show that this, we have the 3 here and 3 there. Now the department number, so for these ones, let me just do something like this so it will show also like that. Let me just delete this, I don't need it for now. I'm going to do it again later on. So what's the department number for this? 5544. Okay, what about the departments? I have research 5 and then this ID. Research 5 and then this 3344, something like that. And then the other one is administration. That's a weird administration. And there is 4 and 987, like this, something like that. Okay, now if I do now this Cartesian product, it's called the Cartesian product. I'm going to copy both of them. Now there's a difference between employee Cartesian product department and department Cartesian product employee, because it just will show the order in which the columns are going to be displayed. If I start with employee, that means I will start with employee. What I'm trying to say, if there's a difference between this, hold on, merge, yes, okay. There's a difference between this and the other way around. When you have department with the product, Cartesian product with employee. The difference is that this will be first and the other one next. So if I start with department, it will just start the columns with department. If I start with the employee, it will start with the employee. It's not a big deal, but I just need to know how it works. Now, let's just bring it back to how it was, because it's much easier for me. What happens is that I'm going to take the first row from the employee and match it to the first row of the department. And still the first row of the employee to the second one of the department. And the second row of the employee with the first row again of the department. And second row with second row. And if there were more, actually, you could have done more. And same thing, you get the point. Now this is how this thing works. And then again, let me just copy and paste. And you get the point. I'm going to do something like this, make it bigger. And I'm going to again display this thing, these two with this last one. And that's the result of this Cartesian product. But it does not help me much, this Cartesian product. But it gets things closer. Why? Because look now, if I put a condition that I'd like to display not these two type of information randomly, but I'd like to put a condition on this Cartesian product that this department number should be equal to this department number. Now by doing this, that means I only keep to have this one. This one is not going to be kept. I'm just going to color it, for example, to red. Yes. It's connected already. Or maybe connected only to one person. Oh. I thought it was connected. Now it's working? So you're not seeing anything, especially you, for some time. You should have said it. Now, I'd like you to realize that if I'd like to put a condition on these two to be equal, that department number and this department number from both tables, I'd like the same value to be connected. Now, this is what is going to happen, that this one is going to be taken out. Instead of doing this, I'm going to hide it. These are the same. Okay. These are the same. No. So I'm going to hide this one as well. This one, hidden. This one, yes. This one, no. Do you realize what just happened? I connected the employee to the name of the department they're working on. So the Cartesian product is my base, and then I put a condition on the Cartesian product to be able to connect that information that was split into two parts into one place, and then I can put a condition to display only, for example, the first name. For where? For the department name is called administration. Now I can put everything, all my condition in one place, which means let's show you what I mean. I'd like to, but this time let me use this word. Now, if I'd like to put a condition, I'll just like to show you how this condition is put, but let's not talk about it for now. If I'd like to put a condition, I would like to display the first name, and let's make it smaller. The first name from this whole thing, but then from this whole thing, just would like to again here put a condition that the name of the department, what's the name of the department? I'd like to show it the same way as it was mentioned here. So D name is equal to administration. That's too big. I'm just going to make this piece small. And what? I would like to, when I did this, sorry, we said the first name. Yes, but we did some condition in order for us to be able to see this whole thing. We put a condition that we'd like to only see those ones that have the department number in the employee is equal to the department number in the department. Yeah. So basically what I did, I just put a condition on this DNO needs to be equal to D number. So that's what I did. Okay, hold on. So DNO is equal to D number. Oops. And this is the result of that thing. I'm just going to this works with this thing. This is the Cartesian product. So I'm able to connect different tables and put all the columns in one place, and later on this will help me put the conditions on how I connect this information together. And that's what I'd like to do when I connect this information from different tables. Yes?
If I want to display something from the department table, just the same with the body, just I put comma after it, then that's it.
Exactly, because now when I do something like this, everything is available. I can, for example, mention I don't know, the manager SSN, because it will show me, because now when I do the Cartesian product, I just bring everything from the table, from both tables together. And then later on, if I put a condition, that's what I did here by hiding. Now I did not, let's unhide things. This is what happened. I just brought everything together. Then I started putting condition on the rows. When I put this condition here, what happened? I'm just making sure that I'm showing only the ones that these two are equal. Now this is equal, that means I'm going to see it. This is not equal, I'm not going to see it. So I'm going to hide this. Now same thing, I did this. These are not equal, so I'm going to hide them. And these are not equal, I'm going to hide them. Until I end up with only showing those ones that are equal. Now this part of the condition is done. Now I need to show the other part of the condition. I just would like to display only the ones that respect this condition, which the D name is the administration. Now which one is the D name is the administration? It means these two are going to display, the others are not. So I'm going to hide these two again. So this whole thing will result in something like this. Now if I'd like to display only the first name like I'm doing here, which means now I'm hiding everything, and I'm just leaving with this result of this Cartesian product with the condition and also with the projection. So these are the employees that respect this condition that I have put. And you can see it's kind of an elaborate product to do that. This is what we do naturally by looking into different places, but this is how the computer will do it. Yes? What about? Same idea. 2 by 2. You start the first two, and to the first two you add the third one, and you're able to have as many tables as you want as a product. Yeah. You just follow the same pattern. The first row from the first one with the first row from the second one. The first row from the second one from the first one with the second one from the second one. First with third, first with until the last one. And then second with first, second with etc. Is that okay? Inshallah? I have a good news. No, there's a better way. There's a better way to represent this. Now this condition here, if you look at it, this condition is based on how do I link these two tables. So if I'd like to link those two tables with the condition, I'm going to move this condition and put it next to the link somewhere here. And basically, this is what I need to do. But if I do something like this, I'm not going to show this, use this symbol. I'm not going to show this symbol here because there's another symbol would like to be saying that I'd like to join, and where this one column from one side is equal to one column from the other side. And this is called a join. And it's represented, let me show you the representation. It's represented like, please go up, like this symbol here. And you put the join condition next to it. That's what I did here. This is the joint condition. I need to represent the joint. So the joint, I don't use this symbol, the X. I need to use another one that I need to try to find if it's available easily somewhere. More symbols. Let's see if I can find it. No, that's not an easy task. Maybe here, no. So if you spot it, you let us know, but you're not going to spot it because we didn't. Okay, now we might have some time. It will take some time, but anyways, I'm sorry? Search for it? How? How do you search for it? No, there is some, anyways. I mean, I can just maybe try this with weird things, but I don't think this is going to be useful now. Anyways, how to find it, maybe an easy way is to Google it from here. Join tables symbol, and let's hope for the best. And do I have some, maybe here? I'm sorry? Where is it? On second line? Oh, here it is. I can find it from here. And this is the one I copy, and that's enough for me. And I paste it here. Let's paste it just one. Okay. Not easy paste there. Let's just put it somewhere. And then change maybe the font. That's a lot of things. Okay, let's just put Times New Roman because that's the easiest one. I don't know if it's going to be acceptable, but let's try that. No. So it doesn't seem to be. Anyways, we don't care. This is how you represent that. This symbol, and then next to it you put the condition on how you join these two tables. Now, when you do this kind of joining, that means it's like a Cartesian product, and it just shows you only it connects the two. When you do something like this, it's much more straightforward. Let me show you what this does. Okay, no problems. I'm sorry. Okay, let's just go. When you do something like this, this is how it works. It's the same thing like when you join them together. But when something happens when you just link the two with the data. Now, when I link in the data, I'm only showing the ones that are equal to, with the department number equal to the other with department number. So what I'm doing this, I paste. When I take the other one, I take only the other one if they have the same number of the department number. Like, for example, here. Now, this one, I'm not going to copy it and paste it here because this one is not going to be acceptable. So I'm not going to use that. And then I'm going to use the second one. For the second one, is it going to be connected to the first one? Yes. And the second one with the second one? No. Because they don't have the same value. And the same thing here. The third one with the first one? No. But the third one with the second one? Yes. Because they have the same value. And same thing here. So when I'm just doing this kind of filtering at the same time. But basically, internally what happens, I did the Cartesian product, and then I put the condition later on. And that's why I showed you the Cartesian product first, because that's the base for other type of joining things. Now, Once I have this new thing, it's the same thing as a table. So this is like the two tables joined, and I can put a condition on the first name, a condition on the department name, the D name. And then to show only the administration, which means this is going to be hidden. And it's basically the same thing, the same idea, and show only the first name, which means all the others are going to be hidden. That's the result of that thing. So now every time you have some kind of query, like this one, when the information is on two parts, you need to represent it in a way like this, that you take, this is the information that comes from this part and that part, and this is how I join them. And it's important that you put the condition, because sometimes there may be many ways to join the same two tables. Look at these two examples. I can join them based on the SSN as well. And I can join them based on the department number. So I need to mention, how do I join them? So I just don't say, I take the employee and department and I join them together without putting any condition. You can do that in some special cases, but I don't want to talk about those special cases for now. So let's get used to this new way, how to get information from different places. And later on we talk about the different, there's some special cases. And you can find some of those special cases here. Like you have this kind, which all about this, the joint is what we join, and there's a kind of big names. Theta join, equi join, natural join. What do they mean? They all mean something basically the same, but with small variation, but we can talk about it later. I don't care about it now. We just call it join. We join tables. That's what I'd like you to do for now. Later on we'll talk more about these different types of joins. You can always go back to the basic, which is a Cartesian product, and then put the conditions. If you go back to the Cartesian product, the only thing that you need to do is just to move back this condition here. Yeah, that's it. Yes?
Can the joint condition be as complex as I want?
No. The joint condition, when you join two tables, you just put like this equal to that. There are some other types of joins that's, yeah, no, there's no and and or. You just join two tables with one type of, I mean, you can do something fancy, but not for now. There's some kind of conditions when you have this is greater than that, and you can put some kind of greater than, lesser than, but it always involved one column from one side and the other column from the other side. So you link two things together based on a column, and you notice that these columns are either one of them is a primary key, the other one is a foreign key. That's what we like to do. The foreign keys are made for this job, to link between the tables. And that's why we use those ones.